according to Reuters reports. On July 31st local time, the Palestinian Islamic Resistance Movement Hamas issued a statement saying that the leader of Hamas Political Bureau, Ismail Haniyeh, was attacked and killed in Tehran, the capital of Iran. This is a shocking and sorrowful piece of news. The attack and death of Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas Political Bureau, in Tehran may trigger a series of chain reactions. This incident may intensify the tensions between Palestine and Israel. Hamas has always been one of the important forces resisting Israel for Palestine, and the attack on its leader may stir up stronger resistance sentiments within Hamas and among the Palestinian people. From the perspective of the regional situation, it may affect the relations between Iran and the relevant parties. Iran has certain influence in the Middle East. This incident occurred in its capital and may trigger a tough response from Iran against the relevant forces. This may have a disruptive impact on the 9-month-long Palestine-Israel conflict. Moreover, it was not long after 14 Palestinian parties signed the Beijing Declaration in China. Before this, the Prime Minister of Israel also issued a warning regarding this incident. The New York Times of the United States mentioned that the assassination of Haniyeh also made the Iranian side nervous, because he had just met with Khamenei a few hours before the assassination. This indicates that there might be serious problems with security in Iran and that Iran has been severely infiltrated by spies. It is well known that from the president to the generals in Iran, all have been successfully assassinated, which has brought huge impacts on Iran's political stability, military strategy and domestic unity. For instance, the assassination of Qasem Soleimani, the commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guards Quds force, not only triggered intense anger and protests within Iran, but also made the regional situation more tense. This event exacerbated the confrontational posture between Iran and countries such as the United States, just like the assassination of the Iranian nuclear scientist Fakhrizadeh. It caused significant losses to Iran's nuclear program and scientific research, and also demonstrated that external forces were attempting to hinder Iran's development through such extreme means. These assassination incidents have highlighted the complex struggles in international relations and the unscrupulous practices of certain forces to achieve their own ends. Meanwhile, although the Israeli side has not claimed responsibility for the assassination of Haniyeh, the Times of Israel quietly deleted a very interesting sentence when reporting this incident. Originally, after the assassination of Haniyeh, the Associated Press quickly released a report, which was quoted by several media outlets including the Times of Israel. Among them, the Associated Press specifically mentioned in the report, the Israeli side has not responded immediately for now. But the Israeli side usually does not respond to assassination operations carried out by their intelligence agency Mossad. In addition, the Times of Israel also deleted a sentence from the Associated Press report introducing the casualty caused to Palestine by Israel since the beginning of this round of the Israel-Palestine conflict, especially the data of 39,360 deaths and 90,900 injuries. The Associated Press said that these data came from the health department in the Gaza Strip of Palestine and stated that this number count does not distinguish between combatants and civilians. It is learned that Haniyeh was in Tehran that day to attend the inauguration ceremony of the new Iranian president, Pezeshkian. Against such a background, Haniyeh was attacked and killed while attending the inauguration ceremony of the new Iranian president. Further increasing the sensitivity and influence of the incident, this is not only a major blow to Hamas, but also brings challenges to Iran's diplomacy and domestic stability. As the host of the ceremony, Iran needs to make a proper response and handling of this serious incident. From the perspective of international relations, this might affect the relationship between Iran and Hamas, as well as Iran's position and role in regional affairs. For example, It might trigger questions from the international community about Iran's security measures. And it might also lead other countries to reevaluate their diplomatic relations and cooperation strategies with Iran, according to previous media reports. Haniyeh is a post-60s born in a Gaza refugee camp, which destined the hardship and poverty of his growth environment from the very beginning. He was imprisoned by Israel around 1990 and was once exiled to the no-man's land between Lebanon and Israel. This experience was undoubtedly a huge setback for him on the road of pursuing Palestinian rights, but it might also have further strengthened his belief. Being exiled to the no-man's land between Lebanon and Israel even more reflects the cruel treatment he faced. For instance, in the no-man's land, he might have faced extreme predicaments such as scarcity of survival resources and lack of security guarantee. However, these tribulations did not defeat him. Instead, they might have stimulated an even stronger spirit of resistance in him, making him more steadfast on the road of leading Hamas to fight for the rights and dignity of Palestine. These experiences of Haniyeh fully demonstrate the tribulations and struggles he has undergone for the cause of Palestine. Haniyeh was elected as the leader of the Hamas Political Bureau in 2017. Since 2020, he has been operating in Doha, Qatar. Haniyeh holds an extremely high position within Hamas. Agence France Presse said that for many years, Haniyeh has been Israel's most wanted person on July 30, 2020 for local time in Tehran, Iran. The new Iranian president, Pezeshkian Right, met with the Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in the presidential office on April 1. Israel launched an attack on the Syrian capital Damascus, hitting the Iranian consular department there and causing the deaths of a total of 13 Iranians and Syrians, including the senior commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Mohammad Reza Zerhedi. Mohammad Reza Zerhedi was also the highest-ranking commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, killed after General Soleimani about at 5 a.m. on April 14. 2 weeks later, Iran retaliated against Israel with drones and missiles, hitting some Israeli targets, including the Nevatim air base. The spokesperson of the Israel Defense Forces, Hagari, said that only 4 missiles hit the Nevatim base. One of them hit near the runway, causing minor damage to the taxiway, to hit the open area of the base. And another one hit a building under construction, causing minor damage to it. In the early hours of April 19, explosions were heard in central Iran's Isfahan province and other places. Iran's air defense system was activated and several drones were intercepted. American and Israeli officials disclosed that Israel launched a limited airstrike against Iran in retaliation. Iran's FARS news agency reported on the 19th that the explosion sounds came from the Ki-Avari region in Isfahan province. Ki-Avari is located near Isfahan Airport and an Air Force base. The Financial Times of the United Kingdom reported that Israel informed the United States of its intention to carry out strikes against Iran on the evening of the 18th. The conflict between Iran and Israel has increasingly shifted from behind the scenes to direct conflict. Iran's former president Raisi unfortunately died in a helicopter crash on May 19. The newly elected reformist Iranian President Pezeshkian said in the capital Tehran on July 6 that helping the country overcome bottlenecks, challenges and crises will be a major test in the future since the outbreak of the new round of the Israel-Palestine conflict in October last year. The exchanges of fire between Israel and Hezbollah at the border between Israel and Lebanon have not ceased. In June, the Israeli army announced the approval of a plan for military operations in Lebanon. Hezbollah, on the other hand, issued a strong warning of an outbreak of all-out conflict. And the situation between Lebanon and Israel suddenly heated up. General Brown, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States, warned on June 24 that an Israeli attack on Lebanon would increase the risk of a wider conflict and bring in Iranian assistance to Hezbollah on July 27. The Israeli side said that Lebanese Hezbollah forces fired a rocket at a football field in the town of Majd al-Shams in the Golan Heights that evening, killing 12 people, including children, and injuring more than 30 others. Before the football field attack, the Israeli army targeted several Hezbollah positions in Lebanon earlier on the 27th, killing several armed personnel. In retaliation, Hezbollah attacked several Israeli targets with rockets and drones. However, the Lebanese Hezbollah denied any connection with the attack in Majd al-Shams, and the Israeli Prime Minister threatened to make Hezbollah pay an unprecedented price. Israeli Foreign Minister Katz said in an interview with Israeli television on the evening of July 27, "We are approaching the moment of launching an all-out war against Hezbollah." Hezbollah's attack crossed the red line. Iran's new president, Pezeshkian, warned Israel on July 29 not to attack Lebanon. During a phone call with French President Macron, Pezeshkian said that if it attacks Lebanon, it will make a huge mistake with serious consequences. On July 30th, the new president, Pezeshkian, was sworn in and delivered a speech at the Iranian parliament in Tehran. He stated that his administration will continue to strive to lift the economic sanctions imposed by Western countries on Iran, and said that the normalization of world economic relations is Iran's inalienable right. Regarding the governance prospects, Pezeshkian said, "I am optimistic about the future." The Israeli army said on July 30th that it had struck about 10 Hezbollah targets in 7 areas in the southern suburbs of the Lebanese capital Beirut overnight, killing 1 armed person. In addition, it also attacked Hezbollah's ammunition depots, infrastructure, military buildings and launchers. Hezbollah later said that they fired at Israeli fighter jets that crossed Lebanese airspace, forcing the planes to turn back. Meanwhile, the United States just said it is confident that a wider war between Israel and Hezbollah can be avoided. Kirby, the spokesperson for the White House National Security Council, said on July 30th that U.S. and Israeli officials had multi-level conversations over the weekend, calling the claim of a possible all-out conflict alarmist. "No one wants a wider war, and I believe we can avoid such an outcome."